Welcome back, everyone, to the second Periscope of tonight. The second Periscope of tonight is about running and how to run. As a former athlete, for those of you who don't know, man, it used to be really tough to move my big body. At 215 pounds, it's a lot easier to move this body, but running was one of the challenges that I had, being a former college athlete, NFL athlete, obese, oversized athlete. We want to talk about how to run without pain, running without pain. And this kind of goes back to some of the things we studied in school. Thank you all for coming in. Thank all of you all who are here. Thank you for joining. Feel free to share your hearts. Welcome, Dantes. Thank you for being here. Thank you for joining us. This is about running for dummies. At one time, I was a slow runner, and moving and running was something that was really tough. And if you want to learn more about some of the teachings and the motivation we do, you can join me at bit.ly.com/Haywood Simmons. You'll get more tips, more motivation. You'll see some before and after pictures that'll tell you a little bit about who I used to be and what I hope you can learn about running here. The first thing that we want is, if you recall a lesson you may have learned in school, that objects in motion stay in motion. It's like, wow, you mean that once I start moving, I should keep moving? That's actually an option. How many times have you run and really been struggling to keep your body moving? If you know that, or if you experienced that, running and feeling it get really hard, running, where's my momentum? If that's happened to you, show a heart, send some hearts. So objects in motion stay in motion. That's good news about running, isn't it? That objects in motion stay in motion. Secondly, for every action, there's an equal and opposite reaction. And what that means to me is, as you push on the ground pushes back for you. So now if you just keep moving and keep receiving, the ground pushes you. Welcome, Michelle. Thank you to Running for Dummies. The ground pushes you and helps you move. So leaning forward is really a big deal. How many times you seen, let's see if we can use the mirror. I'm going to try this. How many times have you seen people leaning backwards when they run? But if you can lean forward and allow your body to fall forward, you have this natural momentum that keeps you moving. So objects in motion stay in motion. Thank you all for joining. You're on with Coach Wood, Positive Outcome Coach. That's about fitness. That's about food. That's about nutrition. You can get more information on what I'm all about and what I hope to bring into the world at bit.ly.com/Haywood Simmons. So now we were talking about running. If objects in motion stay in motion, if you can keep your collarbone ahead the center of your hip, you increase the chances of momentum aiding you. And one of those other things is gravity. We say gravity falls at about 9.8 meters per second square. Wouldn't it be awesome to be aided at 9.8 meters per second square? Well, I found that leaning backwards, there's the mirror, that leaning backwards helps you fall backwards at 9.81 meters per second square. So isn't it amazing that if I just lean forward and I push the ground with my feet, I increase my chances of continually moving? And Newton's second law said for every action, there's an equal and opposite reaction, right? That was the second law. So when we push against the ground, there are my feet. When they push against the ground, when the feet push against the ground, energy comes back from the ground to help you move. Now, running with cadence. Set a rhythm or cadence. I see so many people that run with music, and if you like that, that's awesome. But I suggest you use the cadence in your music to help you continue to move at a regular clip. So now we're leaning forward slightly. We'll go back to the mirror. So we're leaning forward slightly, and we're pushing at a cadence. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. I like to go to 8. 8 counts. So as you're running, kind of being aware of your shoulders and running with the cadence. Next tip, be on the balls of your feet. So things that are stopping in my world seem to rest on the heels. So if you're stopping, you put on the brakes, you rest on your heels. So moving will be on the balls of your feet. And we'll keep pushing our body forward on the balls of our feet for forward movement. Simple tip. Lean forward, slightly tilted forward, collarbone ahead of the hips, moving forward. This makes running a lot easier. A lot easier. So remember, objects in motion stay in motion. And that is easier to push your body, to push something that's already moving. So to push the falling body than to pull the body from behind. Feet position. Today I was with some clients. Again, this is Coach Wood. Thank you all for joining us. If any of this is helping, I love to see the hearts. The hearts really make us feel good. And if you haven't followed us yet, feel free to follow me. I appreciate it. We do scopes on a daily basis, and they're going to be picking up. So again, Haywood, bit.ly.com/Haywood Simmons. So we talked about pushing the ground behind us, collarbone slightly ahead of us. One of the new things that has come to me lately is to maintain this neutral spine. So you can see in the mirror versus your back here and leaning forward, having your hips underneath you so that you can push your body makes it easier. That makes sense? That sounds easier to keep that curve in your back and to push your body with a slight tilt so that even if you get tired, your body still moves. Objects in motion stay in motion, and we push with the cadence. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. With a slightly neutral spine, slightly curved, moving forward. Lastly, unless you all have a question, we'll talk about breath. So allow a constant breath. The picture I get in my head is like if you've ever been on a construction site and they have these construction elevators that go up and down. And they take trash out, they help the workers get in and out of the building, and this elevator moves at kind of a constant speed up and down. So in your body, your entire body needs your breath and needs the oxygen. So as we're running, we want to breathe with a consistent cadence that allows us to get all the oxygen in we can. Oxygen is the #1 detoxifier of lactic acid. So if you can get oxygen in your body and you can lean forward, you greatly decrease the chances of fatiguing and getting tired. So I'm going to do a little run in place and allow you to hear the breath. And you can see the cadence. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. So pushing, leaning forward with a constant breath so your body is continually fueled with the oxygen it needs to bring energy to your brain and to detoxify yourself of oxygen. I hope that helps. If you have any questions, again, you can reach me at bit.ly.com/Haywood Simmons. And this is Running for Dummies with No Pain. Thank you for joining.